listening to Flush Your Fat for Good with Jackie and Dr. Vicky, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is Flush Your Fat for Good, to be lean and healthy for life. And my name is Jackie Paget-Baird.
And I'm Dr. Vicky Arcady.
And we are excited that you've joined us today because every day we want to bring some new knowledge to you, explain to you what our lifestyle's all about. We want to give you encouragement and inspire you to get healthier, leaner, and also for those that are really interested in wanting to lose, everybody says weight, we say fat. We don't want you to lose weight. Weight is bone and muscle. But to lose fat means that you have subcutaneous fat and you also have visceral fat. And visceral fat is the dangerous fat. That's what hangs around inside your organs, your gut, goes around your liver. Didn't you see an autopsy of a 28-year-old?
It looks just like, yeah, but that fat, the visceral fat,
yeah,
it looks just like chicken fat. It's slimy. I mean, if you've ever seen chicken fat, it's so slimy you can't get it off your hands in autopsy. But I saw a show, actually, there was a kid. He was not barely, I think he was 28 years old.
Yeah, he was 28.
And he was at a family outing, and they were having a picnic, and they were playing with, throwing the football, and it was summer, and they were having a barbecue and this and that. And the guy dropped dead. I mean, he just dropped dead. So he goes to the autopsy with Dr. G.
He didn't go, let me walk myself to that autopsy. So I went.
So he went to the autopsy voluntarily.
Right.
And
there was not a fight.
Anyway, Dr. G was astounded because she said for someone so young, he had so much fat.
Visceral fat.
Visceral fat underneath the skin around his heart and organs that it pushed up and just suffocated his heart and lungs.
Right.
And they couldn't expand. And it prevented the heart from beating. I mean, this is from a legitimate
This is why
medical doctor.
This is why we're that passionate to write a book called Flush Your Fat for Good, Be Lean and Healthy for Life. It's not just about looking good in your clothes. It's about losing the fat that doesn't look good and gives you a lot of problems health-wise, but also the fat that can kill you.
And I have to tell you, thank you all for purchasing the book because it is selling like hotcakes. And we have it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and on our FlushYourFatForGood.com, but it is spectacular. There's nothing out there like it. It
Right.
is just the best lifestyle.
And we're getting comments that people
really
are
good
saying
comments.
they can't put it down. So
No.
because it's not just an instructional book. There's a lot of heart to it. There's stories.
It's everything
It's
we
all-
know.
all
pretty
around,
much.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever been able to read like a diet or weight loss book, like a book.
No, I don't. I didn't.
And that's how people are telling us. They're reading it like a book. So
Because it's a lifestyle, and we want you guys to own it. We want you to understand that if you go this way, you're going to never struggle again. You're not going to crave. You're not going to be hungry all the time. You're not going to have poor sleep. You're going to sleep deeply. You're going to think sharper. You're going to be happier moods. But mostly you're going to have optimal digestion, absorption, and elimination. That is basically what this is all about, because 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut. Mm-hmm. And if you do not pay attention to that, you're not only going to have gas, bloating, pain, poor elimination, but you're also going to have poor health, because that's where you absorb your nutrition to go all over your body to build, repair, maintain the integrity of your bone, blood, tissue, organs, regulate your hormones. So we're into this big league. And the thing is, when we wrote the book, this is combined knowledge of Dr. Vicky and myself, 60 years, and we have Kathleen Powell that wrote the book with us.
she had to herd us. We're like squirrels. She had to herd us and
Well,
help us
she
put
knew
it
we
together.
were. She knew we were desperate to write a book. I was adamant that I didn't want. We know several people that were just brilliant, and they died. They took all their knowledge with them.
Yes.
But this is something where we wanted to share this knowledge with people all around the world. I just got asked if somebody, if this is going to be in Spanish, because they wanted.
It absolutely will be.
Somebody just bought it, and they're going to interpret it to their family.
Well, it'll absolutely be in Spanish. We're going to have it all over the world.
Yeah.
It's going
to
be a household word.
Flush Your Fat for Good is in, I think, 5 countries right now.
Yes.
And our goal is to eradicate globesity. It's obesity that went global.
Yes.
So I just wanted to bring up the fact that everybody, get your mind thinking intellectually about fat. Because just because you don't look good and you want to lose weight to look better in your clothes, yeah, that's important. You want to feel better. You don't want to be tired. You don't want to be feeling the weight on your joints, your knees, your ankles, your hips. I already know a 25-year-old having pain in her hips. This is not okay.
No.
But it's also, there's this visceral fat that can kill you, and it's like almost like a silent killer.
It is a silent killer.
Yeah, you don't, if it surrounds your heart and suffocates it, or if it's in your gut, it prevents all kinds of absorption.
And, people do not know how to eat. And if you eat the wrong things, you eat the corn syrup. We did that whole podcast on sweeteners and sugars. You eat the wrong things, and you're going to put that visceral fat on. There's no doubt about it. And if you don't know what you're doing, that's why we wrote the book, so you understand the rules of this game.
Right.
And you can eat what you want, when you want. But first, you go to phase 1 and get rapid fat loss. Phase 2 is the lifestyle.
So it's called the game of life.
Right.
And we're serious about it because I want to live to 111. What do you want to live to?
I don't know.
What?
I'll probably live to 100 because...
No, you got to have a number. You have to have a number.
Why?
Because that...
Law of attraction.
No.
No?
Well, 111's good.
Yeah, 111's
but
good.
But that, to me...
I would say 100. 100's good.
That's weak.
I'd make it to...
It's weak.
To be a centenarian is fine. I would be...
I mean,
unless I get bored. I get bored, so I don't... If I'm bored, I'll want to go sooner.
How do you get bored with life? If you feel good and you get, but whatever.
It's not. I'm having fun. I'm doing fine.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
All right. I would jack that number up. But the bottom...
Ask me in 10 years.
You're right. Because we're already 90. So,
Oops.
Are you snorting?
Snorting.
The bottom line is this is a lifestyle that once you get into it, you really love it. It's a lot of fun.
It's fun. Fun.
You really start to realize certain things about your body that, wow, I'm sleeping better. Wow, I used to want to lay on the couch at 2 p.m. Now I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not craving those foods anymore, or now I'm craving certain foods that are really healthy for me. Now those foods, we have certain staples. We have staples that we want you to eat just about every single day when you are in, like Dr. Vicki said, phase 1.
They're mandatory.
When you go to the website, flushyourfatforgood.com, that's with the 4, you'll see in the storefront we have a workbook. And in the workbook, this is what I do with my clients. I go through it all the time in the workbook. And our coaches, we have over 100 coaches on the website of the, not the website, the Facebook. Flush Your Fat for Good Buddies Facebook room. It is a private room. Just ask to join and answer some of the questions. But the coaches on that website Facebook will be able to help you with any questions that you have as well. But we love to go through the workbook because once you know how to do this thing and then you want to know why it really works, then you might want to get this. If you want to know why it really works, you get this and then you get the workbook. Either way, the bottom line is we have some foods that we want you to eat on a regular basis. These are foods that are going to supplement everything that is required in your body to help your digestive system, to build, repair, and maintain, to give you strength and energy, and also to have you lose rapid, safe fat loss. So one of those items that we have everybody doing, along with Jackie's chicken salad, along with the Jackie's turkey soup and the 3-egg omelets, the cran flush, and there's a reason to my madness why I put all this together. But one of them that on our Did You Know That segment, Dr. Vicky's going to share with you as to why we mandate goat yogurt and nuts. Now, the nuts have to be soaked, and you'll learn about that in the workbook. You'll learn about it on our website.
There's a video on it.
Yeah, we have 23 videos on our website. Become a VIP member for a couple of months so that you can watch all the videos, be educated and trained. You can't go to one place, one college, one university, one health food store, one nutritionist. You can't do that and get all the knowledge that we have in this one book, in the workbook, and in this lifestyle. But you can with us. So I'm going to take it away on to why we mandate goat yogurt and nuts.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
You know what's interesting is normally when you put a plan or a lifestyle or program together, you do your homework or your research, and then you add the food, right, based on your research. Well, the way this came about was divine intervention.
Right.
So I get to research it after we've already put it into play.
That's
and we've
true.
been doing it for years. And one of those foods, we did the cran flesh that was unbelievable. If you didn't see the podcast on this, I guarantee you tomorrow you will be out there drinking cran flesh.
You can find it on our YouTube channel, by the way.
Yeah, we're
Flush
on
Your
YouTube.
Fat for Good. Go look for the one that says cran flush.
Cran flesh. There's nothing better for you than this. This will improve your life and your health and everything.
Across the board.
There's no contraindication to taking that.
And it's for everyone. It's not just women, men.
For kids like it, whatever. But another food that is incredible is goat yogurt. But in order for me, goat yogurt is fermented. And if you can't get, raw goat milk, which we recommend in the lattes with coffee, if you don't want to do soy milk, we do the goat milk. But if you can't get the raw goat milk, the literature says you should really do fermented goat milk, which we do every day, which is the yogurt.
Right.
Or the goat cheese. And the soft cheese is really spectacular, very handy and tasty in a lot of dishes and everything that you eat. But I thought I would go through some incredible things I'm so excited. But I want to go through goat milk because just know that the goat yogurt has the benefits, and it is fermented. It has the lactobacillus and the probiotics in there that are so beneficial. We know about those, but I'll get a little bit into that. But goat milk has been used all over the world. People have been drinking goat milk all over the world, especially in areas where the centenarians live, the blue zones.
Mm.
So you're looking at, for example, Sardinia and Icaria, Greece. And I think we talk about that in the book, where they do a lot of goat milk, a lot, in Greece. I found out I'm Greek, but in Greece, they do a lot lot of coffee. They do a lot of coffee in Greece, on this island, but they're all centenarians. Okinawa, Sardinia, but mostly in Sardinia and Icaria, Greece. Sardinia is an island off of the toe of Italy. You know that, right? So these are people that live well beyond the 100-year mark, into mid triple digits,
130s, 140s.
And one of the things that they share in common is that they drink goat milk, they eat goat cheese, they eat goat yogurt. They also eat sheep cheese. Sheep milk is another one that we would recommend, but it's a lot fattier, and it's very difficult to find. You cannot, I don't think I've ever found
No, but you
sheep
can
milk.
get sheep yogurt.
You can get sheep yogurt, but if you can't get it, it's very beneficial, and especially in Sardinia and in Greece, they eat the pecorino cheese, which was divine intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I've been eating it my whole life, so I don't know if she got it partially from me, but anyway.
It's through osmosis.
So, yes. So, you know, it all came together. Okay, so here's what I thought was interesting. Number one, if the centenarians eat it, I'm eating it because they're active. They live in the mid 100s, well past 100, and they're healthy. They're active. They have a very good quality of life. They're not sick. Okay,
No,
so
they ride
they're
horses.
healthy.
They're
Right.
still working in the fields.
But I thought it'd be interesting to find out, how did we get goats? Where did goats
How did we
come-
get goats?
Yeah, where did goats come from? Did you know?
No. Did you know
that? Goats are considered one of the first animals to be domesticated by humans.
Oh, like a dog.
Studies show that the Bezoar ibex, Bezoar ibex, Bezoar ibex, a type of goat native to Western Asia in the Zagros Mountains, may be the first ancestor of the modern domesticated goat.
It's like a dog.
Repeat that. No.
Say that 3 times.
During the Stone Age, farmers started herding goats for their milk, their meat, and dung. The dung they used for fuel. They could burn it.
Okay.
Their bones and hair were also collected and used to produce clothing and tools. The earliest evidence of domesticated goats can be traced back to about 10,000 years.
Wow.
To the settlement in Iran. Remains of goats have also been uncovered in many of the archaeological areas. Did you know that? In Jericho, Jitun, and Choga Mami.
Hubei. Iran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hali Chitari.
As of 2011, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations estimates that there are about 924 million goats living around the world.
Wow.
Today, they're used for their meat, their milk, and skins. But some of the goats are used today to help clear land. You've heard about that.
Oh, yeah.
They
yeah.
bring the goats in, like
Yeah.
in Catalina, I think, to clear the
Yeah, I
brush.
can get rid of my gardener if I just get a couple of goats.
Right, or act as pack animals to carry gear or pull carts on hikes. Isn't that cute?
Very cute.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was a video on Facebook of goats going straight down like this.
Yeah, but it's how they got up.
Down, I know.
They got up.
They
It
walked down
was a
the
palm tree, right,
Yeah.
or something. Tall tree. There was a goat up there, and then the video, you can see it on Facebook, and the goat's just going down, not at a slant,
No,
straight
they
down.
they are not wimps. Goats
They're
are not
smart.
wimps. They're smart. So you want to look to. It's hard to find raw milk, and you want to look for what we recommend is the goat yogurt, which we have a surprise for you in a minute. But also, goat milk is used for serums and soaps and creams for the face, the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now listen to this.
Okay.
We have 13 proven benefits of goat milk to boost your health. All right?
Which is equal to the goat yogurt.
Okay, number one, they say it could be good for the heart because you don't want to make a claim. So, but the people that wrote this are medical people, and they listed all the studies, which I didn't, and it was written last month, so it's very, very new.
Did you put this in the room?
It's in the room.
Okay.
Okay, goat milk is a great source of magnesium. Who knew?
Really?
Yes, as is our cran flesh.
Okay.
Okay, it's a mineral beneficial to the heart. It helps maintain the regular heartbeat, and it prevents the formation of blood clots and increased cholesterol levels. Magnesium also works with vitamin D, which is another nutrient crucial for heart health. It also contains medium chain fatty acids, which in fact more than cow milk. These fatty acids are known to lower cholesterol levels and help treat coronary ailments.
Wow.
I didn't say this, they did.
Wow.
The milk might also increase the levels of good cholesterol, which is the HDL. And this is an added benefit, of course, for the heart. Number 2, fights inflammation. Studies have revealed that goat milk can be used to supplement and treat inflammation in people. The milk can trigger innate and adaptive immune responses in the human body, and this can help fight inflammation.
That doesn't work with cow milk, though. 'cause
No.
Cow milk will make you inflamed.
Well, especially pasteurized. You cannot drink pasteurized cow milk.
Right.
And we do not recommend cow milk on
No.
Flush Your Fat for Good at all. The raw milk, cow milk, you can do if you're a blood type B, but we're not going to get into that. But most people are allergic
And
to.
it's usually just a
Yeah.
little. But if you do a lot, then
But we just make
that's
it
inflammatory.
simple. Don't drink it.
right.
The anti-inflammatory properties of goat milk are attributed to the oligosaccharides,
God, I didn't know that.
which are oligo means many.
Right.
Saccharides are sugars, and we talked about that last week. I think it
Mhm.
was many sugars, right?
You
So
can learn about that on our podcast that says what the heck are glycans.
yes, and this can help treat inflammatory bowel disease. And there's an article from PubMed and the NIH that they've listed here, which I didn't pull up. I'm just referencing that. These oligosaccharides can help reduce intestinal inflammation, as also per a Spanish study.
Mm.
So it's not just in, it's around the world. They've done studies. Number 3 is it strengthens bones.
Mm-hmm.
Goat milk is very high in calcium, more so than cow milk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It offers 327 milligrams of the mineral. And it's also rich in vitamin D, as I said before, which helps to boost the calcium absorption and helps with bone strength. I mean, this is really...
No, it's a complete food.
In one study, goat milk was used to prevent osteoporosis in patients with rheumatoid arthritis.
Really?
How do you like that? They listed here.
Wow.
Goat milk also contains another protein called, I'll just say it, CSN1S2, which has been shown to have anti-osteoporosis effects. Osteoporosis becomes prevalent. It's considered an aging disease, where you lose your minerals out of your bone, and your bones
They become spongy.
Well, that's
or porous. Right?
porous.
Yeah.
Penia is more like soft.
Right.
But for goat milk to be used to strengthen bones and prevent osteoporosis is huge. It also contains, the milk prevents bone demineralization, which
Right.
I just said. Why? Because we know calcium, vitamin D. We just read that. And the softening of the bones. It improves bone turnover, so it helps you to make
Regenerate?
more bone. Yes.
Mm.
And which would have otherwise gotten impaired due to iron deficiency. You have to have iron to make your bones.
Right.
Okay? Number 4, it's a good metabolic agent. It's an excellent metabolic agent as it boosts metabolic utilization of minerals. This is hard to do because iron, magnesium, calcium, and phosphorus, minerals are very hard to digest. And when you have it in the food, you know it's going to be digested, and that's what they're saying here. And it's a metabolic agent as well. It also contains, which I didn't know, A2 beta casein,
Oh.
which I'm sure you might have
Right.
heard about the A2 milk, cow milk.
Mm-hmm.
The most people drink A1 milk. A2 is from special cows, but if you're lactose intolerant or you're allergic to dairy, cow dairy, you still can't do A2 cow milk. You're going to still be allergic to it, period. I mean, that's what the article
Now, the
says.
commercials already are talking about A2 milk, but
And-
with goat milk, you don't have that issue.
No, and listen to this. The A2 beta casein in the goat milk is what makes it closest to human breast milk.
There you go. And I have said this forever.
Who
and a
doesn't
day.
want to drink breast milk for the rest of your life?
Well, it's hard to get. But the thing is, when my twin sister and I were born, my mother was not able to breastfeed, so they started giving us cow milk, which was a nightmare. And the only thing they could give us, well, we got asthma, we got sick, we had eczema, we had asthma, but the bottom line is, then they gave us goat milk, and we were okay.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say next. It works best for human health because of this, and it's less allergenic to babies post breastfeeding period, according to the studies. And we have kids. I have a goddaughter, and that was raised on goat milk, after breastfeeding, and I recommend it. That goat milk would be the way to go if you can't do. If you're finished breastfeeding or you're stopping your breastfeeding and you have to, so you make a formula with the goat milk, and that way the baby gets the best it can get. It's the closest to human breast milk. Goat milk is, listen to this one, goat milk might also be good for weight loss.
Ta-da!
Since it is rich in protein and calcium, which the nutrients are linked to healthy weight loss. It can be an energy boost, improve immunity, and they're constantly doing studies about that to show the immunity boosting effects. It's number 5, easily digestible. There are fat globules in the goat milk that are smaller than cow milk that make it easy to digest. Upon reaching the stomach, the protein in the goat milk forms a softer curd than the cow milk. Well, the cow is a 2-ton animal.
With 3 stomachs.
So it decreases the irritation that one might experience drinking milk. Number 6, it works well for lactose intolerance. This milk is easily digested with people who cannot drink cow milk, period. Is it better than cow milk? Number 7, it is better than cow milk.
Yes.
It's a great option for anyone with gastrointestinal problems, and it's well tolerated by lactose intolerant individuals, as it does not cause inflammation. We just learned it's anti-inflammatory.
God, that's great.
And it's far better and safer than cow milk, and it prevents allergenic reactions and is environmental friendly, of course. The only downside could be that the goat milk is a little more expensive, but it's worth the investment.
It's not that much anymore.
Not anymore, no. Now I just read number 8. It says it might improve brain health. Well, I'm in for that.
Give me 3 more.
Studies have shown how the lipids in goat milk can reduce anxiety. Goat milk contains conjugated linoleic acid, which also is known to influence the brain and also takes down the belly fat. Okay, might be good during pregnancy.
Yeah, we're watching that right now with my daughter being pregnant. She loves it.
It's especially good during pregnancy, they're saying.
She's actually craving it more and more now.
Number 10, prevents anemia. Now you look at cow milk. Cow milk makes mucus. We know why now, because of the A1 and also the large fat, it's very fatty, and also the chains of amino acids in the peptides are a lot longer, and it's hard for us to break them down. But you create mucus because of that, and that prevents anemia. We have that creates anemia, the cow milk. So we have that in the book. We have a study in the book about that. And goat milk has a higher bioavailability of iron and enhances the iron absorption.
And you see this in kids when they're fed cow milk all day long. They're iron deficient, so that you see them in their mental skills or motor skills. That's a downside of giving kids just a bottle of cow milk and just keep feeding them cow cheese, cow's milk. We've seen it affect their mental and motor skills.
Right. Number 11, it balances the body's pH levels. Goat milk is alkaline and is more in line with the pH level of mother's milk, which is why it can balance the body's pH levels. I mean, what's better
than
that?
This is good stuff, man.
Number 12, enhances skin health. Goat milk is rich in essential fatty acids and triglycerides, which makes it very good for the skin. And since it is alkaline, it doesn't irritate the skin. Moreover, goat milk is loaded with vitamin A.
Really?
Which is one of the crucial nutrients of the skin, and also the urinary tract. Did you know that in the urinary tract, inside the tubes of the urinary tract and the bladder and all that thrive on vitamin A? because it's the same epithelial cells as skin. So, FYI. Did you know that?
Did you know that?
Okay, so the lactic acid in the milk hydrates and brightens the skin. So you can use the milk by diluting it a little bit to wash your face first thing in the morning.
What?
Yes. Using goat milk soap is another way you can improve your skin health. You can get it from the nearest supermarket. I mean, you can find it almost anywhere. And if you use the soap on a regular basis, your skin may not need a moisturizer. Well, it makes sense. Those acids probably hydrate the skin too.
Right.
The soap can even relieve eczema symptoms. Just apply the soap to the affected areas.
That's good info.
Can improve your hair health, and that's number 13. Your hair needs to be pH balanced as the rest of the body, which is why goat milk can work wonders. You can rinse your hair with goat milk, and this can improve hair health considerably. You might want to just try using goat milk in place of shampoo and then follow with your favorite conditioner. So their conclusion, and these are medical people, replace cow milk with goat milk and your life will change for the better. I rest my case.
Amen. That was great. Now, you know, when she keeps saying that it was divine intervention, yes. And you guys, a lot of you know the story, and we write about it in the book. But I woke up one day after a huge tragedy in my family, and everything was going to be okay. So that was the night I was able to sleep through the night. But when I woke up and I saw myself, I had gained like 45, 50 pounds, and I was in shock because all of a sudden it was time for me to look at myself to understand what has happened to you. Well, it was a long 3 years of struggle with a family member, and it was very stressful, erratic eating, sometimes no eating. And so when I've been around nutrition my whole life, and as you'll read in the story, my father was the first bioanalyst pathologist of the state of California. He actually discovered the use of African frogs for pregnancy tests. There was, for all of those that don't remember this, you're too young. For those that do remember it, when they said the rabbit died, you're pregnant, after that, the test was my dad's test.
You are 90 years old.
Yeah, see, I can prove that. But they were big African frogs. They had teeth, you know, Exonicus exclavius. Anyway, so nutrition has always been a big, huge part of my life. But then when I went to go be Dr. Vicky's assistant, that's when nutrition became a huge part of my life. So when I wake up and I'm like, oh, hell no, I've got to get this fat off like yesterday. Now, you know when you're like, oh, man, I got to start dieting. Oh, man, this weekend. After this weekend, I'm going to start eating right, or I'm going to go through the closet, throw everything out. I'm going to get started.
That's tough, because where do you start? You're so overwhelmed, and it's just so hard.
And then, so, you know, and then I opened up my pantry, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, Lord, what am I going to do? Yeah. And just then, because I was so in tune with praying that I want this fat off like yesterday, then the voice came, Jackie, you know what to do. You've known all along. I've had the knowledge of nutrition and supplementation. I've had the knowledge of excellent eating. I've had the knowledge of low glycemic and food combining. I've had the knowledge of artificial sweeteners and dyes and margarines, and all these things are bad, partially hydrogenated oils,
trans fats,
sugars, trans fats, you know. I've had all that knowledge. But where am I going to start? What am I going to do to get this fat off as fast as possible? And just then the voice came in my ear and said, you know what to do. And I mean,
whoosh.
Yeah, it downloaded into my brain. And I, like a robot, I went and just started. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Blah, 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 blah. And the next thing I know, I knew that, and you'll see it on our phase 1, phase 2. But even phase 1 and phase 2, they're still the same. It's a habitual ritual. It's just that the first phase 1 is eliminating specific foods that will not instigate an insulin response. End of story. It's boot camp. You ain't doing it. But one of the mandatory things that I was told, and I didn't know all this stuff, but this is
that's what I said. I'm finding out now.
I'm excited, and
This is,
you can get this article in our Flush
I'm
Your
in
Fat.
for goat milk.
Yeah,
I do drink goat milk.
go to the Facebook room, Flush Your
love
Fat
it.
for Good Buddies, and request to get in. But was the goat yogurt with the nuts. The nuts have to be soaked appropriately, and it talks about it in our workbook. We show a whole video of it on our website.
It's in here.
It's in our book, and there's a whole reason why you have to take raw nuts and soak them a certain way. End of story.
Yep.
But to eat the goat yogurt in a little bowl every single day with a little bit of nuts, and this is what we wound up doing.
Surprise.
And we're going to have fun
We're
today.
going to show you what we do.
Basically, because I'm starving, so I thought about this. The thing is, this is one of the staples. And as you can see, all of this information, if you ate this every single day or at least 3 to 4 times a week, can you believe what will be going on in your body?
The benefits are amazing. If anybody would like to call, you can call in, except I see
Yeah. I think the
Skype-
number is on there. And
Skype's acting
Yeah.
weird right now. So
So this
Anybody
is, you can get this at Trader Joe's. You can also go to Sprouts. You can go, actually, most of your grocery stores.
Yeah, I have it now.
They can come in little cups like this or the big ones.
if they don't request that they order it,
I made them. I made pavilions.
forget the phone call. I don't see it up now. But
Okay, don't worry about it.
yeah.
You guys can write it on, this is a live show, so if you want to put comments down below,
Yeah.
let us know how you eat your yogurt and what makes you happy about it. I know some people, here's a napkin, and
Don't
some
get
people.
it on here.
Oh God, he'll kill us.
I know.
And
Here, we'll put a little tablecloth here.
bon appetit.
Okay, go
All right.
ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so
She's going to dish it out.
as you can see, it's just straight goat yogurt, and what you wind up doing is you put a little in a bowl.
Yeah, give me some of the
No
top.
big deal,
Yeah,
like the
that's,
top
That's
two.
the cream.
I usually mix it all up, but
I don't.
that's what Savannah likes. She
I
likes
like the
top.
cream on top.
Okay, so there you go.
Ooh.
Okay, now
It is so good right now. And you know the goats, this is their breast milk, from their breast milk.
Right.
And you can tell certain times of the year it tastes a little bit different sometimes. Right now, I'll tell you what, it is so creamy right now.
I'm looking. Oh, I know.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
because
so
it's
delicious.
seasonal. You know, sometimes the goats go on maternity leave, and you find out that there's less goat milk available, so then you got to go buy a bunch of stuff.
What do you have here?
Yeah, okay, so now what I did was I soaked appropriately and the way they're supposed to be soaked. So you'll learn about that on the website and in the books. But I have pecans and walnuts.
Yum.
People say, oh, I can't do raw nuts. No, you can't. Not unless you soak them. You
They
have
have
to
to
get
be
the
soaked.
phytates off, and you have to activate their
Make them live.
Right. So you just take like a handful,
Yeah.
and you put them on top, and you mix them in. Now, some people, you can have any nuts or seeds. These have to be soaked. I have here hemp seeds. They do not have to be soaked.
Well, I want some of those.
So sometimes, yeah. But the other
and you
seeds,
may not be able to see it because they're
I
green.
don't
Huh?
I don't know. But the sunflower seeds, the pumpkin seeds, don't you do macadamia?
Macadamia nuts, and I just posted a couple weeks ago something about Brazil nuts. Is a really incredible nut, which are hard to find. You don't find them everywhere.
You
Brazil
can find
nuts.
them at like Sprouts, I think. Can't
I
you?
think
They have to be raw.
And Trader Joe's has them in bags. I think.
So
They
what
have to
I
be
did
raw.
here is we have,
Look at that.
yeah, look at this. Now,
Now
I'm here
who
to tell you.
wouldn't eat that? I'm gonna.
You've got all the protein, the fiber, the essential fatty acids. You've got the omega-3s.
Thank you, Lord, for this food.
Yes.
I'm gonna take a bite.
I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
And
Lord.
thank you for telling me about this.
Thank you, Bezor Ibex. The goat.
The bottom line is we put the nuts in with the yogurt because we want you to masticate your food. You do not chew yogurt. But when the yogurt and the plant protein together digest very well. And this is such a, I don't want to say an appetite suppressant. What it does, it helps to regulate your blood sugar.
I think it increases your appetite.
Well, no, I mean, you're satisfied after this.
No, you're satisfied, but then you want to eat. You want to eat. It prepares your gut, and soothes your gut so that you're ready to eat something.
Well, it's one of our protein items because Flush Your Fat for Good, so many people do not eat enough protein. That's a given. They just don't. A lot of people think, well, I'm just going to do
it. It is so, people put, you do, cinnamon or cayenne pepper. What else do you put on here? You can get the cacao.
No, I don't do that, but some people do. I just like it plain. It's got such a wild taste. But this is very, very important to have your goat yogurt and nuts. And if you feel like eating more than just one bowl, because your body, Flush Your Fat for Good trains the brain. So if all of a sudden you're having a bowl of this and you're really digging it, you just love it, and it's like, God, that's so satisfying, your whole body's saying, wow, thank you for feeding that to me.
Oh my gosh.
I can feel it going into the body, and it's so, makes your mouth salivate and everything. And all of a sudden you're sitting back and you're doing something or you're typing and you're like, you know what, I want another bowl. Go have another bowl.
Okay, so we have waited our 4 hours. I had my fruit before I came. And so that was 4 hours, at least 30 minutes ago. So now we're having our protein. So we have to wait 4 hours for this to digest, according to Food Combining. Or we can go home and make something to eat in an hour or two and have our dinner, have our second or third protein meal.
This is all about timing because it's about digestion, absorption, elimination. The goat yogurt and the nuts are a protein. When you're in the protein zone, you can have more protein or you wait for it to digest in 4 hours. If you want vegetables within that time, which is fine, they digest with your proteins. They have to be non-starchy, and we talk about that in the book. Then those digest in 2 hours. So it's up to you. You just have to figure out your life because it's so important. After a while, you really feel your entire stomach emptying, and then you feel hungry again. So you really get in tune with your body.
Let's talk about the different tastes. We've had a few buddies who had a really, it was such a different taste for them that they weren't able to get used to it. But your taste bud will change after 10 days.
Right.
So if you introduce the same food that you've not acquired a taste of for 10 days in a row, your taste buds will adapt to that and you'll begin to like it. So demonstrate how you demonstrate.
So,
how's someone...
Sorry, I'm eating with my mouth. I could eat this stuff all day long. I have eaten this stuff all day long. And I have a Jackie's Jumpstart in the Facebook room, and you can see what that's all about. But it does entail fruit and the goat yogurt and nuts. Some people will have a problem with goat yogurt because it's a different kind of taste. And
it's a little bit gamey.
Well, I don't call it gamey.
Well, that's the word they use. But
I mean, to me, sometimes it's like a little sour or maybe a little tangy.
It's tart. It's tangy.
Tart. I don't taste, what's gamey is when you're cooking lamb or something.
Lamb is gamey.
Woo! But
lemon will help that.
So some people find it like, oh my God, I can't do it. Or some people have, like we had one of our buddies, she had issues as she was a child. Something happened to her with a goat.
That's unique. That's unique.
Right. But here's what happens. Your taste buds, all the way around the tongue, on the edge is where you have your salty, your sweet, your sour. In the middle of your tongue, you don't have really any taste buds right in the middle. So, goat yogurt is that important for you to try.
You can use
and eat.
My walnut.
Well,
Demonstrate.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it with a spoon
Okay.
first. You just take a little dab will do you, and you just put it in the middle of, you can just do like an eighth of the tip of the spoon. And you just put it in the middle of your tongue. And you let your saliva go around. You let it trigger to the brain. The brain's going to say, oh, I recognize that nutrition. Your brain's going to say, you know, that's actually good for you. And that's all you have to do. Once it all gets dissolved, swallow it. And do that every day. You're going to do it the first day. You might have to do it the second day. Do it the third day. Then you can take one of the nuts and you dip just a little nut dip on top of the nut, just like that. Put that in the middle of your mouth. Just let it sit there and dissolve, and then you start to chew it. Now you're adding the nut along with that yogurt. Now your brain's getting the idea that that's going to be the flavor and the taste. It does take 10 days to reprogram a taste bud. And if you're consistent with it, which we know some people have just, they don't think they can do it. They can't do it. They can't do it. And guess what? Now
They're off the charts.
they're addicted.
They love it because you know what? Your brain lets you know that this is really, really good for you. And your body lets you know. You start feeling better. Is there anything you want to say because we only have one or two more minutes?
No, what I wanted to say, there is something I want to say.
She always has something to say.
On our website, Flush Your Fat for Good, we have our coaching course, which is 7 modules. And it's if you want to learn all that we know and put it together and be able to get certified at the end, it's awesome. You can take the test after each module, and then at the very end, if you've passed, and you can take the test as many times as you want.
Yep.
But then you get certified and you can print off your own certification. But it really gives you a sense of really knowing how to control your own life. And if you want to help loved ones, you'll have that knowledge. Also, there's Starter Kit 1 and Starter Kit 2. Starter Kit 1 has the workbook, has the charts, has the grocery list, and it also has the CLA and the GLA. You guys just learned about the conjugated linoleic acid. Well, CLA and GLA are what we want everybody to be on as well.
Especially in the winter because you want to keep the fat under control.
You can go there, and you can also see our book for sale. So if you want to get the digital download plus this book, then you can do that, and you can order the spiral paperback and get these books together. So you'll be able to see that. I think that's about it. We just want to thank you guys.
Amazon.com. And please, if you like the book, write a review. And I'm telling you, this is the way to go. This is the bomb.
And the reviews are everything to us. We greatly appreciate it. And until next week, enjoy your goat yogurt nut, and God bless. Thank you for spending this hour with us.
Thank you, and good night.
You're listening to Flush Your Fat for Good with Jackie and Dr. Vicky, only on LA Talk Radio.